Home prices will continue to rise in 2023. I recently looked at some data points in the real estate market. I looked at home inventory levels and median sale price, and the findings were interesting. It's essentially showing that 2023 is following the same trajectory that it did last year in 2022 and 2021. So if you look at this chart on Redfin, where they have different indicators, data points about the housing industry. Look over here. So this light blue line in this graph is 2023, essentially, and this black line is 2022. And so you can see right here that yes, home sale prices, year over year prices are not increasing at the same rate as 2022. So if you see around this time, there's only a 1% increase in median sale price compare around 15% year-over-year gain that 2022 was experiencing. But it's still higher than it was last year. And the other thing to consider is that you see this interesting chart, right? It's going down the same way back in 2022 when the market was crazy, it was going down. And then starting in February, mid-February, around this time, we start to see an uptick in home sale prices, right? Same back in 2021. And like most years, right? Home sale prices usually go down during the winter months, fall, winter month, and then they start to pick up spring and summer. So you see that in 2021, and you even see that in 2020. It was doing that trend even before the pandemic, but once the pandemic hit, of course, we had a little bit of a dip, and then it went back up that same summer. What I see is that in 2022, yes, we probably have some more downward trajectory this month, but once March hits and springtime comes, this is going to come back up. And yes, it's not going to be all the way right here, right? The median sale price probably won't go well above $450,000 for America. But if you look at this chart once again, I do see it going back up. And there's some interesting articles that came out recently showing that there's a lot of demand still for the housing market, and that a lot of people are now going back and applying for mortgages. And the interest rate is very interesting because it peaked in October or November, and since then it's been going down. And ever since it's been going down, the mortgage applications has been going up. And you also see this in the auto industry. Yes, people buying cars did slow down year over year, but at the same time, car prices are still relatively high, are elevated, are extremely high. Same with home prices. People cannot afford home prices at its current rate because of mortgage rates. But since there are some indicators that mortgage rates are settling or going down a little bit, people are going back to their broker to see if they qualify for mortgages. And so I see this continuing in 2023, that people are just going to get used to higher prices, get used to higher interest rates, and buy into a property that's still overvalued. Same with the auto industry. Yes, people are predicting, oh, the auto loan crisis is going to crash, this is going to happen, and all these different factors. But the thing is that a lot of these manufacturers in the car industry and even people selling their houses, they're just appealing to the high worth individuals. They're all like, okay, sure, I'm not going to sell my house in 2 weeks, but I could probably sell it in a month and a half for the price I want. Yes, it's not affordable as it was last year, but I'm just going to sit and wait on my property in order to get the price that I actually want for it. And the thing is, there are still tons of people, because the demand is so high in the housing industry, that people are willing to pay these prices for a house. I was also reading online from a Seattle real estate agent that in the month of January and over these past few days in February, they are seeing their clients going back to over asking prices for properties. And so you see that type of activity starting to pick up again, especially for houses that are in the mid-tier levels. Now, I still don't believe 2023 will be like 2022 or 2021, but I don't see prices going down as much as people and other YouTubers are predicting, like this huge collapse, this huge crash. yes, I think for a lot of middle income earners and low income earners, it's going to be rough, right? They can't qualify for these different things. But the thing is that there are still plenty of people that fit that range, that criteria to buy houses in or around 400,000, 500,000 at the current interest rate. All right, so here looking at Redfin, looking at the inventory levels, we see that inventory levels are up compared to last year. So December 2022, how many times did I say 2022? But December 2022 is around 883,000. Back in December of 2021, it was around 641,000. So there is an uptick in the inventory levels compared to last year. You can just see how these months in 2022 are higher than the months in 2021. And so with that, yes, we are having more homes on the market. That is needed because yes, there's still a high demand for people looking for properties. But the levels, as you can see back here, they're not back to 2019 levels, right? You're not going to get this type of inventory levels, right? Back in June of 2019, there was almost 1.7 million homes for sale. We haven't reached that yet. And so maybe we'll reach it this summer. We'll just have to wait and see. And so just looking at new listings over here on this, I guess, more current pace of things. So you see right here that new listings are still down year over year though, right? If you look at 2023, there were 59,000 new listings, right? In 2023, and compare that to 2022, that was 71,000. So you see in the month of January, inventory levels are actually lower than they were last year, specifically new listings. And so new listings are added to the inventory levels. And so if new listings are down compared to last year, then that will shorten our inventory, which will increase the prices of home. Now, here's this article about looking at just the different indicators in home buying activity from Redfin. Right here is very interesting. It said Google searches for homes for sales were up about 44% from their November low during the week ending January 28th, but down about 16% from a year earlier. So over this past month, we've seen a 44% increase, right? Since November low of homes for sale Google searches. And this is very interesting because now people are looking for houses because spring is coming, right? Tax season is coming. People are getting their tax refunds. People are coming on the market. Yes, it's not going to be as crazy as it was last year, but people, I'm telling you, like home prices are not going to fall like they did in 2008. They're not going to fall like that. And yes, you may see a decrease, but the affordability is still going to be an issue in 2023. And the Fed might think, yes, we helped something because we decreased inflation by this amount. But the thing is, prices can still remain elevated even though the inflation rate goes down, right? Do you understand that? Because like, let's say last year, the average medium home sale price was $400,000. And again, this year is $400,000. Essentially what that means, what that is saying is that there's been a 0% increase in price. But the thing is, interest rates are up, right? Even though the medium sale price is $400,000, it's still actually worse off than it was last year. All right, you all, let me know what you think of this recent data. Yes, I think overall 2023 will be a slowdown, but it's still going to be a more stagnant fall, I believe, that it's just going to be in limbo in a sort of way where, yes, high net worth individuals are still going to buy what they want to buy. They're still going to pay over asking for a car, for a house. But people in the middle income and low income will not have that opportunity to purchase a new car or to buy a new home. So that will slow down demand and slow down some percentages. But there are people who are just going to sit on their house and just put it up for sale and just wait it out until they find a buyer. And most likely if they put it out right now, they'll probably sell it by the springtime. You still have manufacturers increasing the prices of their cars. And so it's very interesting just learning more about these different data sets and reading it because I see an uptick going and during the spring of this year. Yes, it's not going to be a dramatic increase like it was last year. So you're not going to see year over year gains over 5%, right? It's probably going to be in the same price range as it was last year. So let me know what you all think down below. Do you think all these, I guess, videos on, oh, the housing market crashed, and I know I made a few myself, but do you think it is going to collapse and crash as much as we say it is? Or is it going to look a little bit different? I would like to know down below. Make sure you all subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later.